Hello viewers around the world and welcome back to a brand new video. This is XP Gaming and oh my gosh guys, this is everything. Just everything in general is so exciting. We got a lot to talk about this video, so let's go right into it. Before I say anything, I do want to say even though there's only 2 days left until the season, I know I haven't making that much content, but it has all led up to this. I have some videos recorded. You'll be seeing way more than just one video in these final 2 days. I mean, might only see like 2 today, but definitely like a lot tomorrow. Basically, in the final days to the event, which if you don't know, there's only 1 day and 17 hours left. Or 18 hours actually. It's close to 18 hours, but yeah, you get the point. But yeah, as you can see, point is there's only like roughly 2 days until the end of the event. You'll be seeing a lot of videos in that time. Okay, so this video, there's so much information to cover. I don't even know where to start. I've made like 2 videos talking about chapter 3 for like a while now. I made another one when we got some new news, but we got so much more new information. I almost don't even know where to begin, but I will. Okay, so I won't talk about this right here in the video, like right at this time, in the video. But I will talk about it later in the video, and you've probably heard of this. But if you haven't, it's insane. I don't even know how Fortnite was this bad. Well, okay, it's not really Fortnite's fault, but if they had kept it more safe, it obviously would have never got leaked. But I guess they really were trying their best. I mean, there's something like this, like it's obvious something like this is probably under high protection, but it got leaked. Somehow the trailer for chapter 3 has managed to get leaked. I don't know why I said leak, but yes, you guys get the point. Somehow, and oh my god, whoa, actually, that's noise. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not gonna get out live. Oh, okay. No, let's just go to another match. I kind of messed up my drop anyways. But anyways, that was a bit of a start. But let's try to really this gives us a moment to actually really talk about the video, so let's go. The trailer for chapter 3 actually got leaked. Now, if you have a brain, you can probably tell how big this is. But just to give you like an idea of how big this event is going to be the biggest event, and it will give us a whole new map. So the fact that we already got a vision like of what's going to happen in the event, and like the actual, just like the end, like the new map, the fact that we got that is absolutely insane. It's around a 20-second clip. It's not like crazy long. And I doubt it's the official trailer for chapter 2. It is a chapter 3, sorry guys. But it is a chapter 3 trailer. And I won't, like I said, I won't talk about this video, but I will give everyone watching this video a warning when I do get to talking about that part, because obviously it reveals a lot. I myself definitely, like, when I first found out, I was like, I don't want to watch this, I will spoil it. I saw a few seconds, and that's it. I didn't learn too much. But I couldn't resist, and I also, as a YouTuber, I needed to make a video about it, so yeah, I decided to watch it. But to be honest, it doesn't actually, it reveals quite a bit, but I feel like the hype is still there. Like, we still don't know what's exactly gonna happen in the event, what happened in the trailer happens, and yeah, that's why I think if you can't handle the suspense, it won't be that harmful for you to, like watch the trailer. But anyways, other than the trailer, there is still a lot to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is the corruption. So there have been a lot of theories about how the event's going to go down, and now we have an even better idea with the trailer coming out. But before that, we had quite a few theories about the way the event was going down, and the biggest theory, including my own, and that might still happen, is that the Cube Queen is going to turn the whole map into sideways. So quick recap, I have a lot to talk about, like I said, and I don't want to jam it all into like one long video. So quick recap, it's basically this. The Cube monsters that work for the Cube Queen, who is like undoubtedly the most powerful like enemy Fortnite has ever seen, is okay. Also, why are people landing in such odd places? It's kind of strange, but anyways. Like I said, the Cube Queen is probably one of the most powerful enemies Fortnite has ever seen, and she, has her whole army, the sideways monsters, and the sideways zombies, I think, are easily much more powerful than the actual zombies. However, you might not think this is important to the storyline if you haven't been up to date, but the sideways zombies and the caretakers and pretty much everything is actually the fact that they cannot go out of the sideways is actually really important to the storyline. And pretty much every single sideways creature can now go out sideways. I'm thinking about it, and no, I don't remember any that are able to go out sideways. Now, you might say the caretaker can go, but he sort of has a slight way of going out of there. But when you think about it, have you ever noticed that when it's not sideways, the caretaker doesn't actually appear? It's like his invisible form, and he can't really use his, I guess it's like full power and summon the sideways zombies. Yeah, that's because he cannot, like, really thrive and survive without the sideways roll. So, basically, that was what was supposed to go down in the event, and that is still what might happen. Essentially, the Cube Queen is already really powerful, but for some reason, she hasn't attacked, even though, you know, she's powerful. She can end the island right now if she wanted to. However, there is one problem. This is not the Cube Queen's role, even though she's super powerful. The Cube Queen is from this reality. It's literally called the last reality. I'm not sure if it's literally called the last reality, but she's aiming to make it. Okay, to really explain, I'm probably not gonna do it this video. I'm gonna make a separate story video, kind of like telling you guys about this. But I'm just gonna tell you a bit about it, so you guys can actually understand. The Cube Queen's army, or the Chimera race from season 7, were an army called the Last Reality, and the Last Reality, and the aliens were never the true enemy. The aliens were like these puppets for the Cube Queen. And the Cube Queen's army was the real Last Reality. And I don't want to go more into that because, like I said, I will make a separate video. I don't want to jump all into this video. But I think you guys have a bit of idea of what I'm trying to say. And essentially, obviously the Chimera did not come from here. And that's probably why they use the Chimera as puppets, because they cannot survive here, the Cube Queen and her species. So that pretty much solidifies my theory that the Cube Queen cannot survive here because first of all she's in her bubble and no other sideways creature we know has really been outside of their sideways zones. So what's supposed to happen in the event and what might still happen is supposedly the Queen, she has been waiting and charging up and turning the whole map to sideways. So with what little power she has, I mean she still has a lot of power, but she can't use it all since she's trapped in that bubble. And but with what power she had at the start of the season, she opened up those small sideways portals, which is what even allowed a little bit of corruption, a little bit of corruption through, and a little bit of the sideways zones. So basically, the more time she's taking as much time as she needs, and the more time she spends here, the more the corruption goes. And even though this corruption isn't just what they need to survive, it allows wherever the corruption actually is, that officially allows for the sideways zones to appear. From what I understand, I don't think the sideways zones can actually appear if the corruption is not in a single place. Or at least that's the storyline. That's storyline, storyline related. That is what should happen. But anyways, if that doesn't happen, it's still what's supposed to happen, and it should give you an idea of what exactly is going on. Like, it doesn't have to happen, but you should just have an idea of what's. Okay, first kill of the game, let's go. But anyways, back to the video. What's going to happen next, and what exactly is going to happen in live event, what should we expect, what's chapter 3 going to be like, that's all what I'm talking about. And right back to the event, we can expect, well, the sideways, if I'm correct, hold up. So, the sideways, if I'm correct, is still going to spread around the whole map. And essentially in the event, if the IO and 7 are going to try to stop her. And from what we understand, it's going to be it. Like, I don't think it's even spoiling it, because we know there's a new map, so it just makes raw sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, I don't know what you're living in, but if we're getting a new map, it just makes sense the Cube can win. Not win, but whatever happens, she was okay, I don't know why I glitched there for a second. But essentially, my theory is that the Cube Queen won't fully win, but what will happen is that she will manage to even if she is stopped, she will still have done something to the island, and that will cause a new island to come. So why I'm saying this is because in the event, supposedly, the island will turn into the sideways and it will be destroyed. However, I do obviously the IO and the 7 are most likely going to work together for once in this event to try to stop her. And what I'm guessing will happen is that they will fail to stop the sideways from being created, and the entire island, after supposedly an energy beam kind of shoots up into the sky, or maybe even into the ground, which is another TV. I'll get into that later, maybe in a different video. But it'll turn whatever happens, it'll turn the entire mountain sideways. They will fail to stop it from turning it sideways, and then just try to fight like after it's turned into sideways. So what's gonna happen after the map turns into sideways, or even if it does turn it sideways? I think we can all agree, we can all guess that the map, like, you know, it will change. I mean, the map, like, it will be able, whatever happens, the Cube Queen will be able to get out of there, and there will also be a lot more, like, you know, zombies, not zombies, more stone creatures, and the caretakers everywhere, and they'll, like, absolutely destroy the island. And yeah, ultimately, I believe that they're going to destroy the island. However, I don't think that's what exactly they mean to do. They want to destroy the island, but as their name suggests, they want to be like this last reality. So what I assume they're going to do is, obviously, you guys have probably heard the TV about the 0 point being under the map and all of that. I supposedly, once you turn the entire island sideways, she'll have enough power to keep the 7 and the IO busy while she gets to the 0 point. It only, I don't know, maybe corrupts it, or just manages to find a way to use it. I don't think it's to destroy it. I don't think the 0 point can be destroyed. Like, it can't, like, not exactly destroyed, because we've seen it, like, explode and stuff before, and usually doesn't, like, get destroyed. Something chaotic happens, and something chaotic can still happen, but yeah. I guess it's possible the 0 point can't be destroyed, but I said, like, I thought it couldn't be destroyed, but I do believe it can be. So whatever happens, I don't think she's gonna, like, literally destroy it now, but just literally be the end of Fortnite. No chapter 3, no nothing. That destroys the purpose of the storyline. But the Cube Queen will somehow take the power of the 0 point, and, like, attempt to destroy all our realities. So that basically covers, like, everything I said about the end event. Any more will just be kind of raw assumption. But the way to go down simply put, is this: the Cube Queen is probably going to the map sideways, and she'll, like, you know, get the 0 point. So crazy is gonna happen. It's gonna be a crazy event, but in the end, she will be stopped. Also, another fact: many people probably don't know this, but the Cube Queen will actually, whatever happens in the event, even if she fails to, like, achieve her goals, she will actually live, and she will be even more important. Maybe not as the main, like, enemy of that story of that season, but she'll probably be even more important to the storyline than she is now. And I may be wondering, how is that even possible? She's like the main antagonist, and that doesn't even make sense. And I know it doesn't, but from what we can tell, she might be, and here's why. There was this leaker, I think, back all the way in season 7, who leaked a lot of things, and he was a very trusted source. There was, like, no evidence he was a very trusted source, and everything he said came true. He said there would be a character named the Cube Queen who would be introduced in season 8, and it would be extremely important in chapter 3. And that's exactly what's happened. Chapter 3 is next season. The Cube Queen is still, and has been introduced season 8. So what we can infer from that is that she she'll at least be, like, just as important as she is in this season, but she might even be even more important to the storyline. So that's kind of crazy to think about. That's something to keep in mind, that she might be even more important. So yeah, that's something we can infer about chapter 3, that she's not gonna be dead, or like absolutely gone or whatever. She'll still be integral in the storyline. Let's talk about a few more chapter 3 stuff before we get into the trailer details, which is what this video is kind of mainly about. So, chapter 3 is gonna have a new map. We know this, but it might not. In fact, it might not be new at all. And here's what I mean by that. It's probably gonna have a few new locations. However, it's very possible that chapter 3 will have some locations from the first map and the second map, and here's why. We actually, even though, like, when you look at it for the first time, the chapter 2 map, it seems like a whole new map, like when it began, but the names, not only do they look and sound familiar to, like, some of the old names of locations, they also just, the buildings in there kind of look like reconfigured versions of the old buildings, or the old place, basically the old structures any other seasons. And later on in the season, we actually found out why that the map was not actually destroyed. It can't really be destroyed as long as the 0 point is there, but instead it'll be like reconfigured, and that's why all the locations got reconfigured. If I remember correctly, Steam Stacks is kind of like a reconfiguration of Power Plant, and Happy Hamlet was reconfigured into Misty Meadows, which I'm still not going like, I'm gonna say that's for this video. That's all I can think about to talk about. But anyways, continuing on. Yeah, so all these locations, were kind of like reconfigured into these new locations, and that's probably something similar that's gonna happen next season. But those would still be considered new locations, and that's what I'm saying. I don't even think most locations might even be reconfigured. This is TV, guys, and I honestly, it's probably not gonna happen. And what the? I mean, the lag. I'm sorry, I disconnected there. But I personally don't even like think that it'll happen. But it's actually, the reason I say it is it's actually a really good chance it'll happen. But it'll probably be disappointing, so it probably won't. But it might. Like, the locations won't even be reconfigured, only a few will be. And most locations will actually be a combination of Chapter 2 locations and Chapter 1 locations. And the whole time loop and the map is the same, TV, like, everything, everything, Fortnite, all this stuff. Like, it's very possible. It's not, like, at all, like, not bad, like, not that likely or anything. It's very possible it's happening. I don't know, guys. I'm so sorry for those new. But anyways, guys, I don't make this video too long. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the end of the season. Not the end of the season. We're going to talk about the trailer we have recently gotten. And let me go into depth real quickly. Unfortunately, as you guys know, I'm no master editor. I can make a few small edits at times, but not really that good at it. So that's why I will not be like, I don't really know how to like show the video in this. But from what I understand, here's the full story. I'm gonna try to do it real quickly. If you don't want yourself spoil, if you don't want to spoil it yourself, yeah, don't click off right now because I'm just gonna tell a few other details, which is that the trailer, by some guy got leaked in TikTok ad. And believe it or not, even though there's so much confirmation, it's not like, it's like people say it's confirmed, but it is technically it is actually not. It's confirmed by a lot of leakers, but even they don't have like the perfect resources. But what happened in the trailer is just very possible, and it makes a lot of sense. And it's like, I completely believe this will happen in the event. Like, I have no question whatsoever, but it's still not 100% confirmed. And so it was found for whatever reason. This was played as an ad on TikTok. I'm guessing you guys know what TikTok is, and this was played as an ad on TikTok. So now if you want to click off the video, this would be perfect time for you. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are clicking off the video, and yeah, the sex became out for you guys. Okay, for those of you guys who are still here, listen closely to everything happened. And in a separate video, or maybe even this video, I want to double check it more than it is. I might go into more in depth because I watched this trailer like a lot of times. Trust me, a lot, probably a lot more than anyone else. And I have I after like watching this that many times, I noticed so many things that I don't think anyone else noticed. But I'll probably do that in a different video. But a basic analyzation of the event was the trailer was this. When it started, it shows like the chapter 2, the first ever chapter 2 trailer, playing. Nothing too crazy, just first ever chapter 2 trailer like playing, like I said, and that part near the end of that trailer where the season 1 battle pass skins are standing on the top of the mountain and they're about to look back. So that same scene is being played. We're about to look back at the battle bus and then we're jumping off. But however, that doesn't happen. As they're about to look back, this intense music starts playing, and then boom, the actual chapter 3 trailer starts. And I don't know why it was paired with chapter 2 trailer, but I assume it's like they could maybe just full on play it. But anyways, the chapter 3 trailer begins, and like it's really hard to notice what exactly is going on. But here are the things, like I said, I noticed. Nobody else has really talked about this. Like, we really got in depth, but I think I do know what happened. After playing in slow motion and just seeing it a few times, at first it just looks like you are in some room. Also, you are from, for whatever reason, Jonesy's POV in these scenes in this trailer, and we can assume that he will be making a return to the event and he will be important. And you're in Jones's POV. you're in some sort of room or some sort of place, and that room is currently being flooded with water. Now, after playing it in like slow motion and stuff, watching it multiple times, I noticed a lot of things. If you do the same, you might notice this too. But in that screen, not only is Jones there, whose POV, who's you're from that POV, but the foundation was also there. Now, like I said, I won't go too into depth about tell you what I saw. So the foundation was there, and from what I understand, that was actually the IO base or the bridge base from where the IO uses 0 point and all that stuff. The one we saw in season 5, and it's currently being flooded due to the island being flipped upside down, which I'll explain in a second. And then it skips to a scene where I see this purple thing, which I believe to be the abduction beam from from the mothership back in season 7, crashing onto us. They may be wondering how that even possible. The mothership crashed over 2 months ago, or in the season, and we'll get into that. It is certainly about to hit you, and then here is when it kind of stops flashing. And it really happens. So there's one more like splashing, where it seems like we like almost drowned and now flowing up to the water, and there's just like orange light, like where it's sunset, and yeah. Then we get our first like non-flashing, and what we see is like absolutely incredible. Like I said, I'm just gonna go just really quickly and then go into a more in-depth review. So I'm just gonna say what I saw. We fly up. It's like this. The sky is orange color, like sunset, like the road descended. The island is currently sideways up, and it's currently falling to the side to a full-on upside down. There are, I don't know how. There's a mothership, not just a mothership. These motherships are about yellow, but they are the same size, and there are multiple of them. So to put in that perspective, for example, when we saw the cube in season 7 event, we then learned that there were hundreds of thousands of cubes. And that's kind of crazy, right? But now imagine there are hundreds of thousands of motherships. That's basically what we saw. That's right. There are multiple motherships. So just think about that for a second. That in one mothership, one cube was enough to endanger the entire island. One mothership almost ended the island. And then this. Like, that's really crazy. So, there are multiple motherships, and there are these what island looks like they are ships in the form of alien heads. Now, they look a lot bigger than the mothership, and they are, but in length they are not actually that much bigger. So if you were to compare it to the island, like imagine if instead of the mothership that was above the island season 7, it was those alien heads. It wouldn't look that big in length, but it is actually bigger when you compare it in height, and you just kind of compare that, the height and the length. It's actually way bigger. And there were 2 of them and multiple motherships. And the island was being flipped upside down, and the Cube Queen was somehow still in her bubble. I don't think she was still in her bubble. That's just kind of crazy. And there was a yellow light that was under the Cube Queen going up and then going up to her bubble. And then as it was being flipped upside down, eventually the Cube Queen's bubble touched the water. And there was this portal in the sky, and from what we see, that's apparently where all the heads are from. And then, as soon as it touches the water and the beam kind of goes out, this portal closes and all the motherships disappear. And all the alien stuff is gone, and the map is flipped, and we have Chapter 3. And then we see the screen saying Fortnite Chapter 3, and then we see Jonesy getting hit by a tsunami, which makes actually a really good amount of sense, because like the Chapter 3, the map kind of flipped over with a bang, and it probably caused a tsunami, which actually, if you use real life physics, that makes sense. So anyways, guys, I have a lot more to talk about, like I said, in other videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Season Chapter 3 is going to be crazy. The end event is going to be crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is XP Gaming out.